Well, hello, hello, hello. So now we get to the part of the timeline on Madeline Soto where new charges have been brought. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming and welcome to the live. I know I'm a little bit early, but I forgot that the grandbabies are coming today. So the G babies will be here in about an hour. So I want to go ahead and go live and get this out there, and you guys can watch it on the replay. Um, so we've got 60 new charges against Stephan Stearns in the Madeline Madeline Soto case, and none of them is a charge for unaliving her. These are all charges dealing with him assaulting her. I'm trying to learn to watch my mouth. With him committing intimate assault on this young lady. So let's go over these real quick. And then I want to kind of touch on Codi Bigsby too. So out of the 60 charges, the first 8 charges, which are capital felonies, and the thing about that, let me say this while it's on my mind. I was just doing some research on these charges, and I came across an explanation of the capital crimes. Apparently, there was a law enacted in Florida in July of 2020, which removed the statute of limitations on on cases where children were intimately assaulted if they were under 11 years old, and made it a capital crime. And it applied to crimes committed after July 1st or 30th of 2020. So the capital part may not apply to him on those charges. It may be a system thing where the system where they're putting in the information and the charges auto populate, and they populate according to the current law, which is capital, because it would be a little bit much to like arrange the system to be able to look at information and say, oh, this happened before this time, so this is whatever level felony, and it happened after this, so it's a capital felony. So it's basically like a little programming thing. So even though it says capital, it may not be capital offenses in his case. So the first 8 charges are battery on a child under 12 years old, possibly capital felonies. Charges 9 through 13, battery with a child 12 to 18, familial custodial authority, or in other words, a person who is a part of that child's family or in some type of custodial type authority. I have control, care, custody, and control of you situation. 14 through 20 is going to be lewd or lascivious. We're going to say touching, even though we know that that word could mean other things besides touching. Lewd and lascivious touching. Oh yeah, and the battery on a child 12 to 18 are first degree felonies. The lewd and lascivious charges are life felonies. They're punishable by life sentence. And life in Florida is natural life. It is always life without the possibility of parole because Florida does not do parole. They did away with parole years and years and years ago. The rest of the charges, 21 through 60, are going to be second degree felonies. Unlawful possession of materials depicting S performance by a child, 10 or more images. And those are second degree felonies. Now, even though those are second degree felonies, chances are if they offer him a plea bargain, they're going to knock out some of this stuff. I'd be willing to say about at a minimum half of these charges would be knocked out um, if he took a plea bargain or reduced. His the capital felonies might be reduced down to like first degree felonies or second degree felonies. The third degree felonies might be reduced to first degree misdemeanors. But let's just say he gets a sweet plea bargain and they knock out half of these charges. Even with what remained, he would never see the light of day again, just based on these charges. Even if they cut him in half, he would never see the light of day again, because Florida has a thing about running sentences consecutively. In other words, back to back. So let's say a person gets 3 5-year sentences. Florida has a knack for running them consecutively, which means that person has to serve 15 years. Well, minus good time, but they would be serving it as if it were a 15-year sentence. Whereas a lot of places do it concurrently, which means 3 5-year sentences just means you're doing 5 years minus your good time. Oh, another thing I was reading in the forums, people keep saying that there's no air conditioner in the prisons in Florida. Technically, that's correct. Florida prisons do not have air conditioning. They have climate control, which is the same but different. Um, so that's his new charges. I was going to read the information document on this, but when I went over it, I will not be reading that. I'm not going to, um, out of respect for Madeline, I'm not going to read that, because basically it details each of these charges. It gives dates and details. It might say, like, let's say, for instance, this first S battery, it might say, on this or that date, um, defendant and his name, or suspect and his name, uh, did commit this crime, and it names the crime upon a female child identified to be, and it has it redacted, the name, and then it'll describe what in particular was done to her, or what in particular she was made to do to him. And so I'm not going to sit there and read off 60 attestments of what kind of hell this poor baby went through, just out of respect for her. And, we don't really need the gory details in this one. Just imagine a porn flick script, and that's basically what it was, except for that it was a child instead of a consenting adult. And so it really made my stomach turn. It upset me on a guttural level. Just, I don't know. Sorry about that. But yeah, the information document is out there. If you want to Google it, if you want to find it, you can go get it and read it. But I'm not going to read it because I think that it is disrespectful to Madeline. She's already been through too much to really be real over the last few years, and way more than enough with what the ultimate act was that he committed against her when he took her life. So we're not going to read that. So altogether, he has 8 counts of S battery of a child under 12, 5 counts of S battery with a child aged 12 to 18, 7 counts of lewd and lascivious touching, and 40 counts of unlawful possession of materials depicting an S performance by a child. So we will not be seeing him on the streets anytime soon, especially considering that they're working on that murder case, and that's coming. It's coming for him. I also want to suggest that you go and check out Gray Hughes' channel. He did a really good live where he was and he's good with the maps. And so he had a map pulled up and marked out, and he showed where Maddie's body was found, where Stephan, the area, the little stretch of road where he may have caught a flat. Well, he definitely caught a flat. Just we don't know where in particular along that stretch of road, but he shows where that is in relation to where Maddie was found. He shows things in perspective of how far or close it is related to the apartment complex that they lived in, even to the dumpster that Stephan dumped the backpack and school issued laptop in. So go and check out Gray Hughes. I'm not sure which video it was because I I binge watch YouTube. I just add things to the queue and it's like constantly playing. And then when something good catches my ear, then I'll sit down and I'll actually watch that. Most of the time I'm listening, but I actually sat down and watched this video. But it's one of his more recent ones. And I can't think of what the title was. Because he lays out the routes that he believes Stephan took, as well as the route he believes Stephan was intending to take, except for that flat tire. Of course, we don't know if he caught the flat going or coming. But the way that Gray Hughes laid it out, it would make sense that he caught the flat coming back. No, going to drop off Maddie. If I do find that, I'm gonna go back in my watch history and I'll post that. I'll post that video link on the community page. It was a really good live, and I don't have much time. So for Codi Bigsby, we know that Corey was found guilty. Thank God. I don't think that there's any other way that they could have uh, found him like not guilty or whatever, because I think it is pretty obvious. He did an interview from the jailhouse. Now that we are going to watch, just not right now. We're going to do that this evening about 10:30, 10:45, because I have something to do from 9 to like 10:30. But we're definitely going to watch that and go over it. He is such a narcissistic, just, I don't, narcissistic isn't even a good word for him because he's beyond that. Like the same, you guys remember how when they said that he was denied an attorney and how Tandalaya was going off about my brother and his rights and this, that, and the other, and da 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 da. And imagine that in a male persona times 10. He plays so much of the victim till it's just not even funny. Oh, shoot. Don't want that up there. Well, you guys saw my sweetheart. Oh, don't want that up there either. Let's do this. Yeah, but he plays such a victim, and there's things that he was saying in there that we're just gonna watch it, and we're gonna watch it tonight. It'll be about 10:30, 10:45 when I'm done with my little 9 o'clock thing. And I think you guys are gonna agree with me. He got exactly what he deserved. And I, after hearing him speak finally and seeing his mannerisms and his attitudes and his mind frame, I can so imagine him beating little Codi mercilessly. I can see it just because of the way he presented himself in this interview. He is so aggressive and overwhelming and overbearing. We're gonna watch it tonight. I promise. We're gonna watch it tonight. 10:30, 10:45. Be on the lookout for it. Uh well, I guess that's really all for now. I gotta get myself together for the G babies, and I might let them do a quick little video just to tell everybody hello, since I haven't been on here in such a long time. And they actually Gabby actually asked me a few times about YouTube. Um, she is unfortunately on punishment this week for some issues that she had. So she will not be able to make a video this week, but the week after next. the weekend after next when she comes over, I'm gonna let her make a short video for you guys. Hopefully she'll be off punishment, because while she's on punishment, she is not allowed to have any type of devices or games or any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, that means no movie making, because that is a privilege. Um yeah, but I might hop on. I might let them tell you guys hello before they go to bed, because they kind of miss YouTube as much as I did, especially Bubby. You know, she's a little camera hog with her cute self. All right, I am out of here. I will see you guys at about 10:30, 10:45 tonight. We're going to watch the Corey Bigsby interview from jail, and we're going to discuss that. It'll be an open panel after we watch it. Anybody that wants to come up can come up, and we'll just talk about that. And I'll see y'all later. I'm out.